Daughter Disney podcast. I am so excited for this podcast episode because normally when we do podcast episodes that are deep dives into something, I'm the one that goes through and does all the notes for it, and I come up with the notes, and then I sit here and basically talk to everyone for about 30 to 40 minutes about the notes that I found. However, for this podcast episode, my mom actually did all of the background research for Disney's Polynesian Resort. So I'm so excited to learn more about the Polynesian Resort and her doing the notes. I also just want to say too, thank you to my mom for doing the notes. Part of the reason why she's doing this is because I'm currently in the process of moving apartments. So because of that, the time I have to prep the podcast and prep all the notes and everything, it was just not as much as I normally have. So my mom, I technically asked her, I voluntold her to do this. So
yes, I'm not the sidekick today. Today I'm in charge.
Yeah, so my mom is going to go through everything, I get a huge Disney Polynesian Resort 101, so I'm super excited. I will have her links where she a lot of this information in the description below. So make sure you check out the links as well if you want to learn anything more about the Polynesian Resort. So that's really great. And also, again, make sure you give us a follow on our social media on Instagram. We are currently Spaceship Earth Design across all platforms. And again, if that updates, because you probably will rebrand in the future. I know I've been saying this for all 18 episodes of this podcast, that one day we're going to rebrand. But just make sure you follow us there and let us know what you think of today's podcast. So yes, I'm going to turn it over to my mom. And I'm so excited to learn about the Polynesian Resort today.
Hi there. Okay. All right. Well, Amanda did say, Mom, could you do the notes? And I'm like, oh my God, what do I have to do? I have to do all the talking? I don't like doing all the talking. But I did go out and do my stuff. So mine may be a little different than the way Amanda does it, but I wrote up a whole lot of notes. So I will start with the general information about the Polynesian Hotel. Polynesian Hotel is a beautiful hotel with a South Pacific theme, which I love because, my obsession with the South Pacific and the Asian and the African themes.
That's why we picked the Polynesian to be the first hotel we do a deep dive into.
And it is on the monorail system, which also makes it very convenient. And it pulls up right outside the lobby of the Polynesian Hotel, the monorail. It's a high-end hotel with hotel rooms and suites, some of which are club level. It also has some DVC options. They built some bungalows just recently, and now they're building a couple of story building. It has a myriad of dining options, and I'll get to that a little later. But like I said, as I can say, I just love it. So it opened on October 1st of 1971 as one of Disney's first two on-site hotels. Obviously, the other hotel being the Contemporary Hotel. It opened with 492 rooms, and they all had South Seas themes. It has had three major expansions. First, in 1978, they added a longhouse. Longhouse is where all the rooms are. A terrace restaurant and a secondary pool. In 1985, two additional longhouses were added. In May of 2014, it was announced that the name would be called Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, and it would expand to include the DVC additions. The hotel sits on the shores of the Seven Sea Lagoon, so it's a great place to watch the fireworks at night if you want to watch the fireworks on Magic Kingdom from across the Seven Seas Lagoon. The resort centers around a center building named the Great Ceremonial House, which is designed around a Tahitian Royal Assembly Lodge. The original lobby, which I miss, had a tropical waterfall which in its atrium with 75 species of plant life. And for those people who have been to the Polynesian or seen pictures, it was gorgeous. It was just this big high wall with lots of water flowing, tons of orchids, which I love, tons of plants. It had benches.
Yeah, I do miss it a lot. It was so pretty.
It had benches around the bottom of it, but it also had wherever you were sitting in the lobby or even upstairs looking over, you could see all the flowers, you could hear the water running. It was just so relaxing to sit in their lobby, but it did take up a lot of space. So
yeah, it did, but you know what? It was worth it.
Yes, I thought so. But the lobby was renovated and reimagined, and the waterfalls were removed. Disney cited safety reasons and more lobby room, and that's why they changed the lobby.
I love this safety reasons. I guess maybe kids were like jumping in the waterfall
I don't
or something.
know. I got to tell you, it was a beautiful thing, and it did free up a lot more seats, obviously. Now there's a lot more couches and chairs, like any Disney lobby that you go into. There's chairs and seats and groupings that you can sit in. There weren't as many back when they had the big waterfall because it did take up a lot of space.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Like I said, I believe it was worth it too. Okay. No rooms are contained in this main building. Instead, the several longhouses and the new DVC water bungalows house all the guest rooms. A new DVC residence building is being constructed as we speak. We have never stayed in any of these rooms, just to give you some background.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I just thought about that. This is one of the few deluxe resorts we have not stayed at.
Right. We have when we were younger, we weren't staying on Disney property. We were staying at the Marriott's. And once we started staying on Disney properties and we bought at Bay Lake, it's very hard to trade into the Polynesian. That's the problem. Trying to get something at 7 months in the Polynesian is almost impossible. So unfortunately, we have never had a chance to stay at the Polynesian Hotel. I would love to, because I just feel like when you walk into the Polynesian Hotel, it immerses you.
And they give you like the little lei when you walk in.
Yes, it just makes you feel like you're on a tropical vacation.
So cool.
But you can go spend the whole day there, because I'm going to go through everything that goes on there. So you can definitely just go spend your whole day there and feel like you're on a tropical vacation. The accommodations. The resort is laid out with 11 2 to 3 story longhouses. Each longhouse has a South Seas tropical themed name when it was constructed. In 1999, the longhouses were renamed, and now they represent the islands on the Polynesian Isle map. Why they did that, I have no idea, because all the names sound similar to me when I look at them.
Well, I think they did that so it like is a bit more, I don't know, like that fun detail. There's like if you look at the map of all the buildings
then
and
you can
look at the
figure
map
out,
of actual Polynesia, it actually kind of aligns.
But they went through the trouble of renaming all the buildings.
Yeah, so it aligns a little bit.
2 of the longhouses currently have a concierge level. Anybody who knows what that's where you can get refreshments, views, and lounge space that are only offered exclusively to their guests, obviously at an extra charge.
Yeah, I have heard that they're very fancy. Like they are really cool when you stay them. Yeah, there's
concierge levels.
There's a few Instagrammers I follow that have stayed at the concierge levels, even at the Polynesian, and they have like food, like breakfast, lunch, dinner type food. It's not like a full on like dinner or anything. That is more of like appetizers, but it is like hot food and cold food at the same time.
Okay.
You have unlimited soda, so if you have someone in your family, for instance, my partner loves soda, so if you can get unlimited sodas. When you're already kind of paying for it, so you might as well go and get your sodas. Like you don't really need a resort mug at that point. And they also usually have good views as well. Like I think the one in Animal Kingdom Lodge has views of the savannah, so you can see the animals. That's pretty good as well. I don't know what the Polynesian's view is. Maybe it's just of the water, or maybe
could be
just
of the Seven Seas Lagoon and Magic Kingdom. And
I'm not sure what theirs are, but I've heard very good things about the concierge level. So if you want to splurge on them, I would say go for it. See how you like it or something like that.
Well, after we do this deep dive, I want to stay at the Polynesian.
We've never done a concierge level. Maybe one day we'll do it at the Polynesian.
Maybe. In March of 2021, Disney revealed updated rooms with a Moana theme. So obviously there are some rooms now that they've started updating to put that theme in there. I just want to make a little note here that, because they're building the DVC rooms and adding to the room inventory, there used to be a Spirit of Aloha dinner show that we have attended, but it was closed during COVID and it did not reopen. And that's where they're building the new DVC expansion. I know a lot of people are upset that is gone. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a family.
I didn't realize that's where it was.
That's where they're building it. It was very funny. Amanda was very young. I have pictures of her with the lei around her head. She looked like she belonged in the show.
Yes. Well, it's because I'm Chinese, so I look very Asian.
It was such a beautiful little picture of her I have. I reminisce about that picture. But we went with friends who had also children, and it was very fun because it was family style. They had a whole Asian family style food that you ate. It was outside. They had a stage where they did all the Hawaiian, and anybody who's been to Hawaii and been to a luau, they had like a lot of that kind of entertainment on the stage. And then, of course, they called all the children up to dance with them and learn the hula and all that. It was a very fun show. That has disappeared now because that's where they're building the new DVC expansion.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll ever bring that back to some type of capacity, or if they'll
I don't know.
Put it somewhere else.
Yeah, they'd have to find a space because it was a big space. It was like going to a theater, sort of.
For sure.
It was very, very good. There is also a volleyball court and a jogging trail on the property. So anybody who's active and wants to keep active, they have that. At night, there is an electrical water pageant that floats by on the lagoon.
Yes, we all know that.
Yes,
all too
Amanda
well.
should be smiling because it's got patriotic music.
The music used to be really loud back in the day. Like I'm talking like 10 years ago.
Yes.
No, maybe not 5 years ago. The music was real loud all the time. Like it blasted for like 2 hours. It felt like.
Yes, it goes on from like a certain
time.
If you look at their website, it says like something from like 8 to 10 or something like that. It doesn't stay on the thing the whole time, but it kind of goes through the whole.
But all 3 hotels around Magic Kingdom all see this electrical like light show, and the Polynesian is one of them. And me and my brother used to hate it though. Low-key,
well, anybody who wants to go to sleep, it was kind of hard. Well, I have to say that there's a lot of noise and different things that go on at Disney hotels that if you really want to find a hotel that you want to sleep at, you need to go to the ones that are on the outskirts, not the ones that are right on everything, because you've got the fireworks, you've got the electrical parade, you've got all kinds of stuff going on at the same time. But yes, this one has this loud music that plays and these electrical little floats go by.
I think now in present day, they don't really do the music as loud as they used to, because I think people probably complain because it was so obnoxiously loud. But the light show itself is pretty cute.
Yeah, even when you had the windows, even if you had the door closed on your room,
it was loud.
you could still hear it. The hotel also has spa services and a 24-hour fitness health club. The spa is called Senses, and they have a 24-hour health club on the property. So it is, I mean, it's a resort. It's,
Yeah.
I
I didn't know it was 24 hours. Like, you can go anytime to go to the gym, I guess.
Yeah, the fitness health club is 24 hours.
Which that's what my mom does every vacation at 3 a.m. She's up going
Oh,
to the
yeah,
gym,
sure.
working out.
No. My attitude is I'm on vacation and I'm walking my feet off anyway, so we don't have to do anything.
Well, let's not forget my dad every vacation used to bring his gym shorts.
Oh,
and his
yeah,
gym
I was going to
shoes.
say, every time we go on vacation, because my husband works crazy hours and because he used to travel and he couldn't get, gym time in, he'd say, I'm bringing my gym equipment. And he'd pack that gym equipment, but he'd never use it.
Go on a little vacation
Yes.
to the destination and then go right back home.
Yes, after walking him around the park all day long, he didn't have the energy to get up first thing in the morning and go do his exercise. But like I said, it is a resort. So there are so many things to do at the resort that even if you don't want to go to the park, you can go there just as a resort. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got beautiful rooms, beautiful views, beautiful pools. I'll go through all that now is all the activities that go on, is that you can just spend a whole day just being there. The activities are abounding because they are the same as any of the Disney resorts. At this hotel, you can enjoy fishing and boating on the Seven Seas Lagoon because it
Yes,
is
I knew that, yeah.
placed right on the Seven Seas Lagoon. You can rent a boat to go out fishing and to do what you need to do, and they do have these little pontoon boats that you can go out and do on the lagoon. You can also book a fireworks viewing on the lagoon. They will rent those pontoon boats out to get in them, and then they take you out and you sit right under the fireworks as they're going off over the Magic Kingdom. The hotel has 2 pools. The lava pool is the main pool. Beautiful. It's set right at the back of the hotel where actually the Magic Kingdom is on the other side of the lagoon.
That's one I've seen.
And
for
it
sure.
is a 0 entry pool. What that's considered is it's all like sand. So when you go into the entry of the pool, it feels like you're walking into an ocean.
Oh, that's really cool.
So there's
I
no
didn't realize
climbing in
that.
and out.
Yeah.
So that you just walk right into the pool and it feels like you're going into a beach.
So is it all sand?
I don't think the whole pool is sand. I think just in the front where you go in is
Or is it
like
like fake
sanded
sand
so
or
that it's like a
something?
0
Yeah.
entry going in. The Oasis pool is more peaceful. That's the second pool that they put in, obviously because they put so many buildings in, that they've put an Oasis pool also in between some of those buildings. And that's more of a quiet pool. The lava pool has all the fun-filled family activities. During the day, they'll have all kinds of things going on at the pool where they're playing games, they're giving out prizes, having all the kids join, and music playing and things going on at the lava pool.
I think that's where the splash pad is too, is around that.
Yes,
right?
they have that all. And that's like I said, the lava pool is their main pool.
Yeah, for sure.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there are village campfires where you can roast marshmallows by a crackling fire. So
I love s'mores.
Yes, most of the hotels always have some kind of marshmallow s'more kind of campfire thing. I wrote my notes out, and I have 12 pages of notes. I don't type, so
If you hear paper whistling in the background,
Yes.
it's my mom holding the paper.
I'm sorry, but I'm also reading my own writing, which is not okay. Movies are held on the Grand Ceremonial House lawn Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So they do take some days off, but they do have, as other Disney hotels do, they put the big screens up and you sit out on the lawn, and it's like being at a drive-in without the cars, and you can watch movies. The transportation to and from this hotel is monorail, obviously, is the main transportation that comes right outside the lobby, and that brings you to Epcot, Magic Kingdom, the Transportation Center. There's a bus to Disney Springs, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom that you pick up outside the hotel, and there is a water launch to the Magic Kingdom Park. So you can't take a launch directly back and forth if you're just going to the Magic Kingdom, if you don't want to go all the way around the monorail route. You can also contract a minivan service. Those are the little minivans that are red with the little white dots.
Yeah, those are through the Lyft app, or I'm sure you
Yes.
could probably just ask the front desk too.
Yeah,
to
it
get you
says
a
through the
minivan.
Lyft app. When you even go on their website now, it does tell you to go through the Lyft app. That has seating for 5 with 1 complimentary car seat and 2 spaces for mobility devices. So anybody who wants to take the easier way of traveling with all of that, they can rent a minivan. Now we're going to get to dining. Now I'm not going to get into all of the stuff that's in every restaurant because there are a lot of options here at this hotel. Like I said, you can spend a whole couple of days here and not even have to leave. There are a lot of dining out options going through here, quick service, bars, restaurants. So I'll just mention them and let you know which ones they are and what they kind of do and what they kind of carry. So the first thing I went through was the 2 pool bars. Barefoot Pool Bar is at the lava pool, and the menus are the same. If you go to the Barefoot Pool Bar or the pool at the Oasis Bar at the Oasis Pool, menus are exactly the same. I checked both menus.
All right,
They're
yeah.
exactly the
That
same.
makes sense, I guess.
Yes, they're quick service, obviously, and they're Polynesian inspired. There's a menu with a variety of salads, burgers, wings, fish tacos. There's a chicken avocado wrap. It has a children's menu, and it has a variety of cocktails that you can order. They even have malasadas for dessert. And anybody who has ever watched Hawaii Five-0 knows that they're all always looking at malasadas. They're always having malasadas. So obviously, a malasada is a Portuguese donut popular in tropical locales, and that's their one dessert that they have at the pool. You can get malasadas with a dipping sauce. Captain Cook's is also near the pool. We've been to Captain Cook's.
Yep.
It's a quick service, and you can do mobile order. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and late night snacks. So the timing on these restaurants is so that you can go at night if you need something. There's a lot of classic food and South Sea inspired dishes, so that it's another one of these places where if you've got families and you're coming and going, it's ranging anywhere from tonga toast, which is a very Polynesian breakfast.
Everyone loves the tonga toast.
Yes, to pulled pork nachos, to you can get a hamburger, you can get just side dishes, you can pick up ice cream, you can pick up drinks, you can pick up everything at Captain Cook's. It's like their little fast food kind of place.
Yeah, like their quick service, like the Contempo Cafe at Contemporary or something like that.
Yes. There's definitely something for everybody, even a lot of plant-based dishes. So it's a good one. There's a Pineapple Lanai, which is located outside the ceremonial house. That's also a quick service, and that only features Dole Whips, all kinds of Dole Whips. It's a little window right outside the ceremonial house near the pool.
And for many years too, that was the only place you can get Dole Whips. And then they introduced it to Magic Kingdom, and it was only in Magic Kingdom and that location were the only place you can get Dole Whips. Now you can get Dole Whips in many other places, even in your own grocery store. They're selling Dole Whip now in the grocery stores. But for many years, it was just that one place in Magic Kingdom and that one place at the Polynesian Resort you can get the Dole Whip. And also before they introduced the 626 cone for Stitch, it was only at the Polynesian restaurant on June 26th. The OG Stitch cone. That was the only place you can get the 626 cone was at that place, which is kind of funny. So now I think you can get it most places, but still only on June 26th for Stitch.
Okay, the next one is the Kona Cafe. Kona Cafe is my favorite. We always try to go to the Kona Cafe, usually for breakfast. We've been there also for dinner, but we've been there mostly for breakfast, only because I can't stay at the Polynesian Hotel. It always makes me feel like I am on a Polynesian vacation. So I love to go there, see the trees. I like to sit in the main dining room where you actually look out and see tropical foliage through the windows. This hotel does not have a view of the parks or anything. It's just inside the restaurant. It sits in the ceremonial house on the second floor, and it's all open to the lobby. The walkway that goes all the way around the second floor in front of the restaurants and then over into the lobby. It serves a varied breakfast, lunch, and dinner menu with an Asian flair, and it includes sushi. So that menu, they do not, I have to say that this restaurant, for dinner especially, does not cater to the American taste.
Yeah, okay.
It caters mostly to the Asian tastes. But it is a great restaurant. I mean, it's always very fun, very open, very comfortable, very casual. And now we have not been there recently. We were not there on our last vacation. When I looked at the website, it says that it has you can see the workable sushi bar. So I think in the back where they used to just have
I know what you mean.
desserts sitting out.
Yeah, they recently refurbished Kona Cafe, so they kind of upgraded the furniture, the lighting, things like that.
Yes, so. It looks kind of the same when I look at the picture, it looks exactly the same to me, except that, like you said, they upgraded the furniture and maybe some of the lighting. And I think they took that back piece that they weren't really doing anything with, that I guess used to be a kitchen, and turned it into a working sushi bar.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was on the website. So, okay, then there is Kona Island, which is attached to the Kona Cafe, which is just a quick service. It's right next door to the Kona Cafe, up on the second floor, right by the back windows that look out to the Magic Kingdom. And this serves coffee, beverages, and pastries in the morning.
I think it's on the side of the monorail.
No. This one's on the other side.
I thought it was on the other side.
No, the monorail's over in the front.
Yeah.
This is over by, when you're looking at the Kona Cafe, it's to the left. It's that little piece that comes out.
Yeah, but that's on the monorail
that's
side.
the monorail? Okay.
That's on the monorail side.
I have that wrong.
It's because Aloha is on the other side. That's why.
Oh, she's right. I'm sorry. I'm confused. Okay.
No, that's what she's saying. Is like, well, on that side is Aloha, so on the other side has to be that.
You have to
cafe.
excuse me. I knew there was something going on behind the windows, but okay, I'm sorry. It was the monorail.
No, that's okay.
I have of pages of notes here that I had to do. Okay. Anyway, all right, Kona Island. It's a quick service. They serve coffee, beverages, pastries in the morning, and then they have sushi rolls and mini desserts later on in the afternoon. We've had some stuff from there whenever we've sat
you
in
had
the
that
lobby.
bacon wrapped candy.
Oh
thing.
yeah, one day when we were
Candied
sitting down
bacon? I
having
don't even
drinks.
know what it is.
Yes, we were
Yeah.
downstairs having drinks in one of the. Well, I'll get to the other bar, the terrace bar. We were downstairs having drinks, and we decided to get a snack, and we got one of those bacon, chocolate covered bacon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes, it was
I don't
chocolate
eat
covered
bacon 'cause
bacon
I'm a vegetarian,
strips.
but
it
they
was
had
very
it.
good, very sweet, very heavy, but very good. Now we get to Trader Sam's, and Trader Sam's is a tropical themed lounge that they opened up. They took away. There used to be a gift store down on the bottom. There's a very, very large gift shop in the lobby. Right next to it used to be a smaller gift shop that used to have jewelry and artwork and things like that. They took all of that away and they built Trader Sam's. And Trader Sam's is a tropical themed lounge which is named after the Adventureland explorer Trader Sam. It features exotic snacks and drinks and is whimsically, this is Disney's saying, is whimsically decorated with ancient artifacts and exotic treasures. I have to say that Trader Sam's is a very interesting bar, very dark. It's got a very
means,
dark
like, the lighting
lighting.
is dark,
Yes,
yeah.
very, very dark lighting. Very, very immersive when you look at it and you go in there. Unfortunately, we've never had the pleasure because every time we go there, there's like a 2-hour wait. So we
Yeah.
end up going someplace else.
Even if you go there like to try to get a table before it even opens, there's
Yes.
already a wait to get in there. 'cause
Yes,
it's
there's
very
already a
well
wait.
loved.
We've never had luck getting
Yeah.
inside, but we have walked inside to take a look, and it is it's very whimsically decorated.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff going on.
And they tend to have a lot of specialty cocktails and like specialty
Yes.
like sippers, like a specialty like cup, like souvenir cups.
Yes, but you can get those at the Tiki Terrace. Now, that's the next thing. The Tiki Terrace is right outside of Trader Sam's.
And that's where we went because we couldn't get into
Yes,
Trader Sam's.
yes. We actually went there one time, and they were playing trivia. We played Disney trivia. My son got one of those fancy drinks that they shared. So you can still get the stuff that you can order in Trader Sam's. You can order out at the Tiki Terrace. It's really cute. It's right outside. It's got umbrellas, and they're playing the music and stuff, and you feel like you're in a tropical location. So the Tiki Terrace has the same menu as Trader Sam's. Then you have the Tamboo Lounge, which is off the second floor lobby of the ceremonial house. What it's considered, the lounge is considered the bar going into Ohana. When you
I
first,
said Aloha before. My bad. Ohana, yeah.
Ohana, yes. When you first go into the restaurant, there's a big, gigantic bar. It's got tables, it's got chairs, it's got a really cool bar with lots of comfy stools around it. My husband and I have had drinks at that lounge one time when we were there by ourselves. We had gone in there to sit down and have a drink. It was very nice. It's right in the center. It's right next to Ohana, so there's always people coming and going. But they have Hawaii-inspired appetizers and tropical drinks that you can order in the Tamboo Lounge. Ohana is right next door. Ohana is the character dining for breakfast,
Yeah,
not for
only
dinner,
breakfast,
just
yeah.
for breakfast.
And it is like a well-loved restaurant for breakfast and
yes.
dinner. People
Yes, it's
love
very hard
Ohana.
to get reservations in there. They have Lilo and Stitch and other friends that come around for the character breakfast.
Other friends, I'm pretty sure it's just Mickey, but
Pluto, I think,
Pluto as
sometimes
well?
comes, yes, too. When I looked at it, it said that it was Lilo, Stitch, Pluto, and Mickey. When you look at the Disney website, it says Lilo and Stitch and Friends. But when you look at, I forget where because I've checked a couple of different places to check all the information, so I knew I was getting my information right. It says that Pluto also does make an appearance there sometimes.
and again, that's just for the breakfast.
Yes, just for
dinner is
breakfast.
not
And they are
character.
very specific on their website to make sure that people know. It's just breakfast has the character dining. And it's family style. You order and they bring it to the table, family style. Actually, I think it's a set food that they bring to the table, family style. The dinner is also served family style. There's a variety of Asian dishes and desserts and a selection of tropical drinks. But it is all family style. They bring it to the table and you eat what you want. If you want more, or you want less, or you want whatever, you can tell them what you need. But that's also family style. And like Amanda said, you need to get reservations.
For sure. They do have like a wait list. Like if you walk up, you can get added to the day of wait list, and then that can also fill up too. I'd also recommend too just checking your phone every 5 minutes, looking for like someone who's canceling a reservation or something like that, because a lot of people I know can get last minute reservations. We're not huge Ohana people. Like we tend to not always go to Ohana, but again, I know it's very
we did when you were younger. We did do it. We have been there.
And that's partially because of how they serve the food. We're just not really into the family style serving of food for either breakfast or dinner. And so that's kind of what sways us not from going to Ohana.
Right.
But again, it's a very well loved restaurant. And
Yes.
everyone,
And like I
everyone
said, we
eats there,
did it
loves
before
so-
Lilo and Stitch were even a thought.
So did we go for breakfast or we went for dinner?
We went for dinner.
For dinner?
We went
well,
for
then we
dinner.
would have met them anyway.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. They weren't even a thought. So it wasn't even like, we have to go there for breakfast because we want to see Stitch.
But if you go for dinner, they do have seats kind of by the windows where I think you can see the fireworks from.
If you go late enough. Yes. Very comfortable. Very good food, but it was Asian. It was like, pot stickers and some lo mein. And
style,
they came around with skewers of meat that they would ask you what you wanted and they would carve it off for you. So we have been to Ohana years ago when you were younger. But like you said, right now, family style is not really what we want to do. And we don't really do character breakfast. So we don't really do breakfast there. We do breakfast at Kona Cafe, which I should say, Kona Cafe, you also need reservations. Kona Cafe is more of a casual kind of eating situation. And because I love it so much, I always try to get reservations there. And there are times that I cannot even get reservations. As much as I know when to go and how to do it and get there early and do whatever, I have had trouble getting reservations at Kona. Their restaurants tend to be very, very popular.
Yeah, no, everyone loves them. Even on like Instagram and everything. Like, for instance, people like Steakhouse 71 for dinner, but for breakfast, no one ever talks about it really for breakfast.
Steakhouse 71's breakfast is good. But
it's good, but it's not great. Ohana and Kona Cafe, which is great.
Yeah, Kona Cafe, you're getting that Asian feel.
The food, I think, is also better too. I don't know. Like, again, not that the food at Steakhouse 71 breakfast is bad, but it's definitely better at Kona Cafe and Ohana.
And the atmosphere is better. See,
for sure.
I'm one of those people that, as you've been listening to me, or you'll hear me in the future say that the atmosphere in a restaurant is half my meal. I don't like going to a restaurant. I don't care how good the piece of meat you're going to put in front of me or how good that salad's going to be. Even the drinks. It doesn't matter to me how good it is if I'm not happy sitting there. I'm one of those people that looks more for atmosphere. You can feed me a hamburger in a really great atmosphere as opposed to a really fancy meal in a place that I'm not really happy looking around. So atmosphere to me is part of my meal. And I have to say that the Polynesian Resort does give you that feeling no matter where you go. Every place you go, you feel like you're in a tropical location. You're not in Orlando anymore. You are now in a tropical location, enjoying your meal, enjoying the atmosphere. The service has always been great. I have never had a complaint about any of the service in any of the restaurants that we've been to in the Polynesian. I honestly can't say that I have a complaint. The last thing to do is to shop. They do still have their main gift shop down on the first floor. It is very big, nice and comfortable to walk around. It's got lots of Asian little artifacts that have little Mickey touches to them. They have great shortbread cookies that look amazing that are in Hawaiian pineapple shapes and different things. You can buy souvenirs that are from Disney World, but yet have that Polynesian flair. They have great clothes. They have a lot of the tropical type, beachy kind of clothing. So it's a great place to go to get that kind of outerwear or beachwear that you want. And then they have all the regular Disney stuff that you want to buy. They have the ears, they have the jewelry, they have the pocketbooks, they have all the mugs, they have everything that you would want to buy as a Disney souvenir, they would also have in there. They also have a very small little shop up on the second floor when you come off the monorail. There's a slight little shop off to the right that is the hotel shop. Like when you're staying at a hotel that has suites and different things, they have places where you can go buy drinks, snacks. There are some microwavable stuff in the freezer for the people who are staying at the DVC. They have little souvenirs. It's a very small little shop just so people who are staying at the hotel can find a place to buy a bottle of soda or a bottle of water or things that they would need to put in their room. So they do have those two shopping options still there.
Yeah, it's like more like a market. Like you can get like a box of cereal. You can get like if you need ibuprofen or something like that.
Right.
Or,
it's for people who stay in a hotel that know that
like a little mini CVS or something.
Right. So. You don't have to run out to a CVS. There's something in the hotel that you can go down to. And every hotel, every large hotel has one of these shops so that you can pick and just go down and get what you need at the last minute. So they do have one of those tucked away on the second floor too. So like I said, I did not go into all the dishes or the prices in all their restaurants because those are just
that's like a whole other podcast. This is just more focused on the
Polynesian this was just focused on to let you know that if you go, there is so much to do. It's immersive. You feel like you're on a tropical vacation. You can very easily get to the parks. It's on Disney property. We have walked from the park to the ceremonial house. Actually, that's going to be my memory, but I'll get to that later. But the idea here is that you are fully immersed in Walt Disney World and you're fully immersed in the Polynesian feel. That was my take on the Polynesian Hotel.
Yeah, no, that was great. No, I feel like I learned so much about the Polynesian Resort. I feel like I didn't remember all the different bars and lounges that they
Yes, I know. You don't realize there's so many of them tucked in there.
Yeah, there's so many just like squeezed squeezed in between here and there.
Yes.
So that's really cool to know. But again, yeah, we both love the Polynesian. Again, we've never actually stayed there before, but we have always wanted to
That's
stay
going to
there
be my new
before.
bucket list.
Yeah, so that's definitely a goal one day is to do a whole
Yes.
vacation. Maybe we'll try to do that concierge lounge. It can be very pricey depending
Yes.
upon what time of year you go. That's why there's no prices in this episode either, because depending upon when you go to Disney,
prices
prices
change.
go all over the place.
Yes, even for
honestly.
renting all the
Yeah.
equipment and stuff, it doesn't. I can't even tell. The prices to rent the fireworks things that they change.
But yeah, no, that was awesome. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, anything else you want to add?
Nope, I'm done. 12 pages of notes.
All right, we'll transition into a little bit of Disney news. So this is a slightly pre-recorded podcast, so some of this news is a bit older. However, the biggest news is that the Epcot's Food and Wine Festival is starting very soon on July 27th. So literally in just a few days from this episode coming out, the Food and Wine Festival is starting. The full menus for this year's Food and Wine Festival have been released. So honestly, if you just Google it, you'll find lots of websites that have already posted it. We're not going to go through the whole thing. I would just quickly note that the Muppets, Beaker and Bunsen, will have their own booth this year for the first time, which is very cute. They're going to have a brew wing booth, spelled BREW-WING. So brew, so beer and wings. So I'm assuming it's going to be beer and wings. It doesn't actually say online what they're going to
Yeah, I
be
would
serving.
think so.
Yeah, I would just go through, of course, then too, we're gonna, so just some of the locations that they'll have that they had last year. Of course, we have the Alps, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, the coastal eats, China, flavors from Fire, which is new. So this is going to be enjoying heartwarming dishes inspired by campfire cooked summertime favorites.
Oh.
I wonder if that's because it's literally starting in the summer this year.
Yeah, I think
Where
so.
in past years, it used to just be in the fall, and it's been starting earlier and earlier every year. Of course, we also then have Flavors of America, France, the Fry Basket, which was new last year, that does fry flights, like French fry flights. Germany, Greece, Hawaii, India, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Kenya, Mexico, the Noodle Exchange, Shimmering Sips, hosted by Corksicle, and Spain. And there will also be some other locations as well that's kind of part of, like, for instance, Joffrey's Coffee and Tea, like those little stands, they'll have special things too. So some of the other little stands will have special things for food and wine. There also, of course, is going to be this specific merchandise. So again, there'll be certain stands with the new merchandise. This year, their kind of tagline is choose your course. So a lot of the things have choose your course on it. It also seems like too, it's really being celebrated with Encanto this year. So a lot of things with Mirabellas on it, the coloring of Mirabelle, like those bright Latin America type colors is kind of on all the merchandise. And also the Eat to the Beat concert series has been announced as well, which goes with the Food and Wine Festival, kind of like the Garden Rocks for the Flower and Garden.
I love those.
So they've announced the full schedule of all of the artists who will be performing for the Eat to the Beat performances starting on July 27th with Funkified. So if you want to see Funkified on July 27th, and I would say to all of these people who are performing, it's included with your park ticket. So if you see an artist that you really want to go see, make sure you go that night. They have certain like Disney dining packages where you can eat at some of like the restaurants at Disney, and that you get like special upseat benches, so you can sit there. However, you can also just stand in the back too.
We've
if you don't
always
really
just
care
done
too
that,
much.
and we've never had a problem.
Yeah, for sure. I feel really bad. I don't really recognize a lot of these artists. They tend to find a lot of, I would say, famous artists from kind of days past, and maybe not necessarily, the Ariana Grandes and Taylor Swifts of today, but people who are famous. The biggest one to me looked like Boys to Men is performing. Okay. September 29th to September 30th, and then October 1st to October 2nd, Boys to Men will be performing, and they look like the biggest name. I'm sure there's, like, Hoopa Stank is also a pretty big name too. So they have a couple, Billy Ocean, he's a big name too. Oh, Taylor Dane. Oh my gosh, Taylor Dane. My mom's a big Taylor Dane fan.
I love Taylor Dane. I love Billy Ocean. I love Taylor Dane. We saw Billy Ocean one of the times we were there.
Yeah, I was saying, I was like, oh, I don't know any of the
We've
names.
seen the Turtles. We've seen Billy Ocean.
I recognize more names.
We saw the Who. We saw the Guess Who.
Well, we didn't see Taylor Dane there. We saw Taylor Dane.
We saw her in Seaside Heights. But yes, I do love Taylor Dane.
Yeah, she'll be there October 20th to 21st. Billy Ocean's up next, October 22nd to 23rd. Literally, we were in Disney that week last year, so we could have seen her two favorite artists then. Again, I know Hooba Stank.
We saw Billy Ocean last year that week.
Yeah, we saw Billy Ocean. We the Kings. I do know We the Kings actually. So they're performing.
Seen plain. Was it Plain White Tees? Is that who we saw there?
I don't remember who we saw.
Yes,
honestly.
I think it was Plain White Tees we saw there one time.
Or was it Simple Plan?
Simple. No, I thought it was Simple Plan. It was Plain White Tees.
I don't think it was Plain White Tees.
No,
I think it was actually
Plan?
Simple Plan.
I get them confused.
Yes,
okay.
I know.
But like I said,
that wasn't for Eat the Beat.
It is
that
cool.
Was for Garden Rocks.
They do like 3 sets. They're short sets. They do 3 sets usually, and they don't do the same songs in each set. So if you want to hear
I guess it depends on the artist. Some of the artists, because I think think Simple Plan did do the same songs on both sets, whereas other artists will change it up a bit. So it depends on who it is. So
it's fun. It's very, very fun.
So definitely check out to see who's performing, and if you want to go, make sure you get tickets on make sure you have your park reservations for the day you want to see your artists. All right, San Francisco Square and Disney California Adventure is opening very soon. A lot of people are getting very excited in Disneyland. The menu has been released. It is going to be a mix of American and Japanese style food, and they've already shown the Baymax sipper that will be sold there, which is so cute. Actually,
Baymax dessert, the little
I know.
It was so cute.
So I'll be very big here, 6 themed, of course, but I'm very excited to see San Francisco Square. There are some new ice creams at Magic Kingdom at Storybook Treats. There is a new Aurora cone and a Rapunzel sundae. They both look really cute. And there's also a new spring roll at the Spring Roll Cart at Magic Kingdom, which is a chicken, ham, and cheese spring roll. So they're really adding lots of different flavors to that one spring roll cart. The singular spring roll cart.
They need to have more than one's cart because the line is just too much.
Yeah, I know, right? They need to, I would say, 2 carts. You need to add 2
one
carts
on each
to
side.
this. And they need more vegetarian spring roll options because most of them always have meat in them, so I can't have any of them. So, all right, there are no Disney birthdays this week, which is a bit sad. So, no Disney birthdays. And that brings us then to our last segment, which is our Disney memory. So,
my Disney memory was that the ceremonial house in the Polynesian it's like they said, an old lodge, and it has a cone at the top that you can see. So it's it looks very ceremonial, and it's got.
Well, we should say it looks like a big building.
Yes, it looks like a very big building. And when we were stuck at Magic Kingdom on the monorail, they kept saying that they did not think the monorail was going to be running anymore. It was just Amanda and I, and my husband was working back at the hotel. And we said, okay, let's walk over, because you could see it right there. Let's walk over to Polynesian, and we'll go sit in the lobby.
Well, again, the monorail broke down. We got the transportation center.
It was very hot. It was a
horrible day. And the cast members were saying you can walk to the Polynesian. Yes. So a lot of us were like, should we walk? Should we not walk? And we're like, all right, we're going to walk. So we decided to walk. But the problem is, which happened to us in Paris too, is when you get closer, that big building disappears behind everything else. So, there were so many long houses that we got lost. I got to tell you, we were so hot and so tired to begin with, and we just kept walking round and round and round. And I remember saying, oh, please just find this damn house. Right. And we actually walked through a whole few long houses trying to find where we were going. We did eventually find the ceremonial house.
Yes, we did.
This was back with the waterfall features. So I remember we plopped down in 2 comfy chairs by those waterfalls, and we stayed there for a long time. We stayed there.
We were not moving until my husband came to pick us up later on. So like I said, that we did make use of that waterfall because it was very soothing once we got there. But it was a long, hot
you do get lost and turned around so easily in that area because all the buildings look the same for the most part.
And they did have signs saying go this way for these different buildings and these different room numbers.
But it was confusing.
But, you thought that by looking up you'd be able to see the ceremonial house and be able to find it.
And it was like middle day, so there was no shade. It was like we're in direct sunlight in the Florida heat.
That's my memory of going to the Polynesian.
Yeah, it was rough. All right, so mine is exposing my dad. My dad doesn't listen to the podcast, if we're being really honest, which he should be listening to the podcast, but I don't think he listens to any podcast. No. But we were in that gift shop that my mom was talking about on that first floor of the Polynesian. And as we were in the gift shop, as often on vacations, he was working during the day and he was coming to meet us. This is a different time than my mom was talking about years later. So when he came to meet us, I remember where I was standing in the gift shop. I was kind of in the corner of the gift shop where all the mugs are sort of on the wall. And I remember just looking at the mugs. My dad turns to me, he goes like, you shouldn't steam something when you're wearing it. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you shouldn't steam clothes when you have them on. I burned myself. And I was like, what? And then he picks up his shirt and he has this huge burn mark on like his tummy. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I feel like that's something that most people wouldn't do, is to steam a shirt when they're actively wearing it.
Not only did he do it, but he had the nerve to tell people about it.
He told them. I mean, I guess maybe you would have noticed if we went to the pool or something, I suppose.
He got, the kids got a lot of mileage out of that
It was so funny because when he said like, oh, make sure you don't steam something when you're wearing it. And I was like, first of all, as if I ever ironed my clothes. I've never once steamed or ironed my clothes. I don't even think
Amanda's ever owned an iron. Yes.
Yeah, I've never steamed or ironed my clothes ever.
We also have to say that we have to preface this with the fact that Joe was a Navy man and everything has to be perfect.
Yes,
there cannot be a little wrinkle in his collar or a little wrinkle in his shirt. So obviously he was about to leave the room, saw a little wrinkle and was too lazy to take the shirt off.
So he steamed it. So for a PSA to everyone, do not steam your clothes if you're actively wearing clothes. Or if someone else is wearing clothes, don't steam the clothes while it's on them. Remove the article of clothing and steam it on like a hanger or something.
Oh, God.
But that was so funny, though. I remember like almost peeing laughter in that gift shop.
And then he gets very upset when we laugh at him.
It's like, why would you tell us, though?
Yes, well, luckily he doesn't know that we're talking about him.
Yeah, no, because he doesn't listen to the podcast. But he should listen to the podcast. I hope you're listening right now and you feel embarrassed. But all right, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I will say we are taking a break next week in the podcast. There will be no episode at the end of July. That is because I mentioned in last week's episode, I am in the process of moving right now.
Amanda's too busy.
Yeah, so our next episode is going to be a Haunted Mansion movie review because we want to see the Haunted Mansion together, and that's coming out this weekend. So as this podcast comes out, if you're listening the week it comes out, it's coming out this weekend.
So we'll try to go
normally
see it.
we would go see the movie and then we would do a podcast episode on it. We may be able to. I'll see what the schedule looks like if we can squeeze it in. But as of right now, I'll be in the midst of moving house, so I just don't know. I don't want to confirm anything that, who knows. But I mean, like, we've done 18 podcast episodes in a row, which is pretty good for a hobby podcast.
Yes.
So, for an amateur hobby podcast, we're really sticking to it. Yes. So I've been having so much fun doing this with my mom.
Yes,
so
you'll probably need a break from me anyway. So. my 12 pages of notes.
But just make sure you're following us on our Instagram. We are currently Spaceship Earth Design on all platforms. I will also have it linked in the description, and that's where I will update whenever the next episode will air. Maybe it will be next week, maybe it'll be in 2 weeks, but either way, the next episode will be our Haunted Mansion movie review. I'm very excited to see the new Haunted Mansion movie. I think it's going to be a bit spooky too.
Yes,
so
I'm worried about going to see it. So
my mom's a bit scared. If she's too scared, my dad will go see it with me, and then I'll just tell her what happened in the movie and the episode.
I'll just sit through the podcast.
But yeah, make sure you give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube or in the YouTube comment. Let us know, what did you learn about the Polynesian Resort? Have you stayed there before? Are you going to stay there? Anything at all? Have you stayed at any, or have you eaten at any of the restaurants? We would love to know. So leave a YouTube comment or a comment on our latest Instagram post. I will have a dedicated Instagram post on our Instagram, Spaceship Earth Design. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. So we will see you all real soon.
Bye.